Welcome to the Los Angeles Tribune page. Here you will find original news programming, exclusive digital events, and shows that are directly from the community. At the Los Angeles Tribune, we believe in giving a voice to the voiceless. We are proud to be the only national brand to empower everyday people to make a difference. Since 1886, our reputation has been built on truth and responsibility. Thank you for watching and making a difference.
For general inquiries, contact today. Thank you on behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune team.
Welcome to a celebration at the precipice of time, where the power of women knows no bounds. Experience her story unfolding, a reawakening of our collective consciousness to the monumental achievements of our foremothers. A tribute to the battles they fought, rights they've secured, and paths they've paved that women all over the world are continuing to navigate and expand upon. Her stories are unfolding, empowering growing, building legacies of pioneering women by sharing their stories, celebrating their accomplishments, and embracing the rights and privileges they've bestowed to us for generations to come.
Welcome to another special segment of Her Story Unfolding, honoring women's legacy, past, present, and future. And today we are so excited because we have a special segment where we actually have featured them a few days ago on a physical event during the live movie premiere, world premiere of A Fragile Flower. And, I'm so grateful because our co-executive producer, Emily Letran, Dr. Emily Letran, has introduced us to this powerful, inspiring movie. And we're excited to bring you the director, producer, and actress of A Fragile Flower. With us today, Mai Thu Huyen. And Alicia, how excited are you as we bring in our co-executive producer?
I am so delighted to be having this conversation with Mai Thu Huyen, Dr. Emily, and Dr. Jacqueline, who will be joining us soon on this stage. As you all know, we at the Los Angeles Tribune are celebrating women's every day throughout the month of March for Women's History Month through Her Story Unfolding. And for us, it's not just about bringing women to the global virtual stage to have conversations, but about really going out and being a part of and experiencing the work that they are creating, the work that is impacting the world. And so it's really important for us to go and to support. And we thank our executive producer of Her Story Unfolding, who also is the co-executive producer of A Fragile Flower, for inviting us. We thank Mai Thu Huyen and her entire team for bringing the project to life. And you're going to hear during the discussion today what they all experience really filming, editing, and distributing the film, bringing it to life, and just hearing stories that are changing the world. Women that are making history, doing their part to show up in a way that's meaningful to themselves, but to their community at large. And so just very, very excited and honored that we were able to connect at the premiere and invite them to this very, very special segment of Her Story Unfolding. So I would love for us to bring Dr. Emily Letran back to the stage here with us today. By now, you should all know who Dr. Emily is. She's been a guest and a co-host on segments during Her Story Unfolding, but Dr. Emily is the epitome of a woman who she walks what she says, she lives it, she breathes it. She's about partnership and collaboration. And in every conversation that we've had with her, with every individual that we've had the privilege of sharing the stage with, through Dr. Emily, you can sense her lasting impact on the communities that she's a part of. And you can feel how she brings people together. If you saw our segment earlier this week with Dr. Shelley Hipsky and Sally Power, you would feel and experience what building relationships and rapport and celebrating women is all about. So thank you so much, Dr. Emily, for joining us again today.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. I'm so honored because now I got to brag about my other sisters, the ones that we all made a movie together. We laugh, we cry, we get stressed together, and we get to be right here sharing our story and inviting all of your viewers to come and watch our phenomenal movie.
Yes, that's amazing. And it would not be a full conversation without Dr. Jacqueline Tao, who's also here with us. I believe she's here. We'll give her a moment. But she is joining us as well. And Dr. Jacqueline was an integral part of A Fragile Flower, producing it, really bringing the vision to life. And it's all about collaboration and support. I mean, to imagine making an independent film, Huyen, Dr. Jacqueline, Dr. Emily, we know that you all went through an experience, but it ultimately culminated into a beautiful film. Talk about crying earlier. There were so many individuals in the audience that cried. I think someone asked the question at the end of the premiere, how many people cried in the audience? And so many hands went up. So before we dive into the film, would love for you, Huyen and Dr. Jacqueline, to further introduce yourselves in your own words, share with our audience a little bit more about who you are and what you are all about. And so would love to start with you, Huyen.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to the show. And thank you so much for attending the premiere of A Fragile Flower and your good review about our movie. I want to introduce myself. My name is Mai Thu Huyen. I'm director, producer, and actress and entrepreneur from Vietnam. And I'm also the founder and CEO of Tincom Media, is a production company of the movie A Fragile Flower. And I'm also the president of Women Leader Intercontinental Network, consisting of 100 of members in many countries throughout Asia, Europe, American, and Australia. And I have been in film industry for 30 years because I began acting since I was 16 years old. An established actress with leading role in over 30 movie and TV series. And then I have produced 16 film and many TV shows in Vietnam. And I also right now I have 4 movie released in the US. The Paradise in Hutch in 2016, and American Dream movie in 2018, and the movie in 2020. And this year, I have released the A Fragile Flower movie in the United States. And I'm very happy because the first time we have the movie, a film entitled in the US.
So we told you that you were in for a treat. If you heard Huyen share more about herself, she is a force. I mean, to have acted in over 30 films, to be the director, producer, and actress in the film, your film has been nominated for over 8 awards already. Cannes Film Festival Awards, Flow Awards in Florida for emerging directors, best supporting actress. I mean, you are truly making an impact. And A Fragile Flower is such a historical film, to be the first Vietnamese film to ever be fully filmed 100% in the US is making history. And you are a big force behind the film coming to life, but it wouldn't come to life without the collaboration from everyone that was a part of it. Dr. Emily, know that you were a co-executive producer of the film as well. Would love for you to share a little bit more about how you got involved in the film before we bring Dr. Jacqueline back on, and then hear more about Huyen's experiences with bringing the film to life.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Well, I was invited to come on as an investor, and I guess the team trusted us so much that me and Dr. Jacqueline were part of a board of advisor. And as people who have absolutely no experience in movies, but we run businesses. So we were the ones looking at the financial part of the movie, right? The money of investor coming in, and how are we spending it? Are we taking care of the crew? Are we buying the right thing? We were very, very blessed to be instrumental in that, right? A lot of responsibility, a lot of trust on us, placed on us, and it was good because we didn't have to step out of our comfort zone, because our comfort zone, we're just running the business. The true part of stepping out of the comfort zone was when they start telling me, you're gonna play extra in this scene, so show up in a dress, and it has to be a formal dress. And then there's another scene, and show up in this. And I went and bought so many dresses. And my kids asked me, what is going on, right? And I said, well, gotta go buy a dress. Oh, they said it has to be red. And then no, the other one, no, it has to be black. And so this is the experience of growing and actually learning about the movie, right? There's so much work that needs to be done. I remember being on scene with Mai Thu Huyen, because I was just watching. I would show up and I would just watch how it goes. And I remember asking her, hey, when are we gonna get to that scene where you guys are fighting? And she said, 3 a.m. If you wanna watch it, you have to hang around till 3 a.m. So this is a film crew and cast that work. I don't know. It really seemed like 24/7. So I have so much more appreciation for the movie, because it takes so much more dedication than we know. We watch on the screen, and maybe it's a 30 seconds or a minute, and there's so much preparation to go into it, so much shooting the thing, and then they spend months editing the movie. And so this is somebody asked me, when are you going to be in another movie? And I'm like, I don't think so. This is, it's a good experience. I don't know if I would sign up for so much work. And so I'm so happy that we have a chance to share those stories here. Mai Thu Huyen, she just take on the three roles that you see on screen. Those are only three of the many that she does. And I think for me, there was a couple of things. Number one is, I'm so proud to be part of a cultural project, which is what drawn me into the movie in the first place. And then I'm so proud because now I got to see the Vietnamese talent, right? How smart they are, how fast they are. Yeah, we'll be calling to borrow a car, because we need it the next day, because it got to be a particular kind of car. So it's a whole community coming together. It's getting friends coming together. It's telling people, like right now, I'm just telling my friend, you just have to buy the tickets. It's like, you don't have a choice. Just go buy the tickets. Go watch this movie, because it's not just a movie. It's a whole project. It's a whole community pride that is all woven into this, to this journey.
That's so amazing, Dr. Emily. One of my experiences, my biggest astounding experience coming to the movie premiere is the community. To see how the community came together and how so well supported it was in the community. You got a big theater. And I've been through, as the Los Angeles Tribune, we've been to a lot
Right.
of movie premieres. And your movie premiere was in a bigger theater. You got a big theater, and you still had to have an overflow. So we were
Yes.
coming in after the red carpet kind of cleanup, and they said the theater is full, but we opened another theater in number 6, and you can still watch it there. And I'm like, we already have seats reserved for us. But it's amazing that you have a different problem. You've got more demand than what you thought the support that you would have. And so that's just so beautiful to see the community. I came from the Philippines, and I could say very honestly that the way our Filipino community come together isn't quite as stellar as your community has come together. So it's so beautiful to see, and how warm and supportive and celebratory everybody's. I feel like the way everyone was, it was a win for everyone. Not only was a win for the producers, the directors, the actors, it was win for every Vietnamese. Like everyone was so proud of it. Everyone was celebrating it. Everyone loved to have their pictures on the red carpet. So it's so beautiful to see the community come together.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you recognize that. I want to ask Huyen, did you feel that you win that day? Did it feel like a win to have hundreds of people showing up, and you got red carpet and you have cameras? Huyen has done it multiple times in Vietnam, but I think this might be the first time in the U.S. So did it feel like a win to you, Huyen?
This is the fourth time in the US because as I say, this is the fourth movie released in the US. Before we released in Paradise Heart, American Dream, and Kill movie, and but this time is a specially event. It's a specially moment because as you see, we have a big event, big premiere with many guests and VIP, the celebrity and media, and many people to support us, and we have honor, and because the first movie, Vietnamese movie, filmed entirely in the US. And I'm very happy because before the release in the US, we have 8 awards in International Film Festival, and in other country, in many country, and we find that through the International Film Festival, we can promote Vietnamese culture, Vietnamese people, and Vietnamese music to all audience in the world, and I'm very happy about that.
And the music was beautiful in the
Yeah,
film.
thank you so much.
Truly beautiful. It was such a gift. How did some of the cultural nuances and then differences between Vietnamese and American society influence the narrative and then also the visual style of because it is such a special story and brings cultures together. It is one.
I want to say something about the story. The story is inspired from the real life of very famous Vietnamese American singer. And she's very best friend of Nhật Hạ. Nhật Hạ is the scriptwriter, and Nhật Hạ is also the very famous singer in Vietnam community, and she have a beautiful voice. We have a total 15 songs in this film in Vietnamese, English, and French. And Nhật Hạ sing 14 songs in the movie. Yeah, and I want to thank to the musician or the composer. The music director is Lê Thanh Tâm. He's in Vietnam. He's based in Vietnam, and he also cooperate with me in the last movie is the Kill movie. The Kill movie also we won award best music award in Kai Award in Vietnam. Yeah, and when I began to work with the movie, produce the movie, I work with him, and work with Nhật Hạ, and Nhật Hạ is a beautiful voice, and his scoring is very good, and so we are very proud about the music of the movie.
That's wonderful. And she did a great job at editing the movie as well. She edited the movie. So directed, produced by, edited. acting in, so much involved. How did you've had such an amazing career. You've been in a number of films. What was it about this project, a fragile flower, that said, this is the film that I want to be a part of? And not only do I want to be a part of it, I want to direct, I want to produce, and I want to act in it as well.
Yeah, I spent 1 year for this project. We 4 months for pre-production, for the scouting, for the edit the script, for the casting, for the crew, and for the custom. Many things to do for prepare the pre-production, and we have 1 month for filming. Yeah, in many states, in many city in the US, and you see it's a very big scene. We have a big scene with 1,000 extra. Yeah, and to be seen in the most big scene in the movie, the first scene in the live show in Las Vegas with over 2,000 guests, and the final show in the movie we have 4,000 guests in Pachanga Casino. Yeah, and this is the first movie you have many big scene with many extra, and it's too difficult for us, for the production, for the directing this scene, and we have 7 months for post production in Vietnam. Yeah, a pre-production and filming in the US, but post production we do in Vietnam, and we have 7 months, and totally we have a year, and we have this year movie we have 5 editor, not only Nhật Hạ. We have a team in Vietnam for the editing first, and then Nhật Hạ is the final. Yeah,
I want to.
Too difficult. It is too difficult for musical film. Yeah, before the feature film is easier, but the music is very too difficult because we have a sound scene and lip sync. Yes, too difficult for the music film.
I want to add something that she mentioned. We shot the movie in 1 month because all of the main characters, two of the main characters, they come from Vietnam, and they have very busy schedule. So when they came, they only have that amount of time. So I remember every morning getting in the group. Is it a call sheet that
Yes.
we would send this long sheet, and it would say, extra, come in at this time. But show up over here. But this is when you're going to be in the scene. And every single day, right, having a very structured schedule. And this is where
we have to wake up very early for the makeup, for the travel to the location. Yes, and we end of the day is so too late. Yeah, we have to, because the time is very short, so we have to have a plan for the whole time, for whole seat, for the schedule of all the film.
Yeah, but at the same time, with that limitation, she's still very picky. Like
she wants to get it right, you know. She has a vision in her mind. She wants to get it right.
Yeah. My friends would ask me, so how long did it take you to get your scene? And I go, 7 takes. You know, it's only 2 lines. It took 7 takes, and it speaks to the commitment and the dedication for perfection. Because I truly believe, and Huyen think the same way. This is our footprint that we're showing off to the world, the Vietnamese movie, and the Vietnamese talent, and the Vietnamese music, and the Vietnamese beauty. It's our perfect opportunity to not just share a story, but also share our values and share our culture.
Yeah, and that's really important. And you touch on so much there, Dr. Emily, but something I want to continue to have a conversation around is the fact that, and there may be a little bit of background noise here, is the fact that you all came together, but it also was, you had a board of advisors that was advising the movie. Talk about, if you're filming in 1 month, you have to be very strategic and very intentional on how you use your time and how you use your budget and how you use the venues that you use, the big yacht cars, right? The venue in Vegas, and be very meticulous around the planning and the investment process around how the funds are allocated to bring a project like this to life. Because like you mentioned, Mai Thu Huyen didn't spare on the details, right? There are so many beautiful, lavish scenes that take a lot to bring to life. So could you share, because this is an independent film, right? And the fact that it's an independent film, there was a board of advisors directing it. It is having a global premiere in the US this weekend, the weekend of Easter on the 28th, but you're also premiering in India in local language and also in Vietnam. So what was the mindset and what were you all thinking about when you were thinking about the planning, right, of the film before you even got to the point where you have stage directors and casting and you're on the ground actually filming, to be able to have like the long-term vision and strategic implementation and execution plan to actually get to this point where you can premiere in 3 countries around the world. And I will go to oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, before we have that question answered, let me bring Dr. J back to the stage. We've got Dr. J joining us from a beautiful site. So I'd love to have Dr. J also be involved in the question and the answer on that. What a beautiful question.
Sure. Thank you, Ava.
I want to say first on what you asked, it has to do with the vision of Mai Thu Huyen, because you don't just shoot a movie and then say, I think I'm going to take it there. You know what I mean? And the ambition that this is a Vietnamese movie, but no, we're going to release it here first in the US. Not only are we shooting it in the US, we're releasing it first in the US. And I think from a marketing standpoint that I learned, that's a positioning. This is what's special about the movie. Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'll have Mai Thu Huyen go next. What were you thinking about releasing it in all those different countries?
The executive team, we discussed about the release plans, and because we have 3 countries, US and Vietnam and India. And I think that because the story is based on the US and we're filming entirely in the US, and the cast and crew almost in the US. So I think the first market is the US is the best option. And we decide, executive team, we decide to release in the US first. Yeah, and then we released in Vietnam in the April, in the first Ho Chi Minh City International Film Festival. We with many country, over 50 country filmmaker will come to Vietnam in this occasion. It's a very good occasion for us to release the movie in the April, and then we have planned to release in the India because last year the Kyo movie is attend the India Film Festival, Meghalaya International Film Festival in Ceylon, and the Indian audience love my movie so much, and they want to distribute my movie in the India, and because the Kyo right now is on Amazon, and so I discussed with Indian partner to release the Fraser Flower in the India. And in November last year, I and Jacqueline will go to have a trip to promote this movie in the India, in the 3 countries, Goa, Pune, and Mumbai. And after we show the showcase, only 30 minutes of the movie, but almost filmmaker Bollywood love our movie. And because India, almost Indian film or Indian audience love the film with song and with the music. And this movie is musical film, so it's very suitable for the Indian market. And right now we work with ABK media company in India, and we have planned to release the movie in many country, big country in the India, with nearly 100 theater in India. And especially in this version in India, we doubling Hindi and English to easier to touch and reach to the Indian audience.
That's phenomenal. And the fact that it's in local language and it does have that reach, and it shows you that story, emotions, empathy, love is universal language. It doesn't matter where you're from. We're all people first. We have that humaneness about us, which means that we can, even if it's not our life, we can relate, we can experience someone else's culture, what someone else is going through, and the humaneness of it all. Dr. J, we're so happy to have you back on with us here. Dr. J, would love to learn more about your perspectives and thoughts on how the movie came to be. And before we do, would also love for you to further introduce yourself, Dr. J. You are a pharmacist, you have a pharmacy degree, you're a clinical pharmacist, and you blend care and empathy and ongoing education, and you have a true commitment to supporting the clients that you work with. Please share a little bit more about who you are and how you got involved with the film.
Thank you, Alicia. Thank you for having me on the LA Tribune platform today. I'm excited to share about our movie, and this weekend is going to be an important weekend for all of us. Not only is Easter weekend, all of the Catholic are celebrating, but at the same time for myself, being Catholic, not only I'm celebrating Easter weekend with my God, but at the same time I'm celebrating the opening of our movie A Fragile Flower in 55 theaters throughout the United States. So this is a monumental weekend for myself, especially for, I'm sure, for the rest of the whole team involved in this movie project. A little bit about myself is a retired clinical compounding pharmacist for 25 years, and just focusing on health and wellness, being a health coach to a lot of my cancer patient and patient in general that wanted to be healthier and not resorting to pharmaceutical drugs. And so one of the reasons why or many people would probably, by the time they hear this podcast, then they will realize that my my ultimate reason was Mai Thu Huyen came to me wanting me to invest into this movie project. I immediately turned her down, but then she come back to me knowing my weakness. So she tells me that the main character has an incurable disease, and that disease I can cure. But I'm not going to tell the audience what disease that is, so that they have to go see the movie. So that was my weakness. And that's why I got involved in this movie, became an investor. And then from day one, seeing that making a movie in the US is so costly, is so hard, is so difficult, that everyone end up doing 3 to 5 jobs. Even the crew, if we hire them as a lighting person, they end up having to do multiple jobs, not just as a lighting crew. So knowing and seeing that, and I felt bad for the team. So that's how I roll up my sleeve and help out. And I didn't think that I have to do all of these dirty work as a producer, cleaning off the bathroom of a yacht. so that they don't charge us $1,000 for clogging up their toilet. So sharing with you those things, it just make me laugh that this is a dirty producer job. And so if you ask me again, would I want to become a producer? Absolutely not. If I don't have the money in front of me, I am not going to do this job ever again. So sharing with the real deal for the audience to hear is that to make an independent film, and especially this is our 49 years as immigrant in the U.S. for Vietnamese to came to the United States, and this is the first ever made Vietnamese movie that can be able to theatrically released in 3 countries is a big deal. Especially we shoot 100% in the US, and now we can be able to release it in theater in the US first, then Vietnam, then India, and then I'm lining up for Canada, Australia, and hopefully Europe when we go to Cannes Film Festival in May. And then after that, on my plate, I have 100 VOD platform that are waiting for me and chasing after me to sign the contract, and it's a non-exclusive contract. So knowing that, I think I have a pretty good chance to hopefully, with God's grace and help, that I will be able to pay back all of our investor, which is all of my friends that trusted me from day one, to be able to give back their money, and then hopefully some pocket change or profit that you call it. So at least this will be the first ever successful movie in 49 years, and yet we're able to show to the world that who we are as Vietnamese. I'm very proud to be a Vietnamese, and so for me to be able to do this and execute it as a producer and bringing in the money from day one, I'm very proud, and I'm excited that where I can be able to take this to the next level.
That's remarkable. And you shared so much there, but I definitely want to acknowledge you, Dr. J, Dr. Emily, Mai Thu Huyen. I mean, Mai Thu Huyen, she has a degree in international relations. She has gone to school for directing. She has her MBA. Dr. Jacqueline, you are a pharmacist. Dr. Emily, you are a dentist. You are an entrepreneur. You all are so entrepreneurial, and you have so many different skill sets. And I know Dr. Emily was saying earlier, I've never been a part of a movie. Why would I be a part of a movie like this? I've never worked on it. But the creativity and the ingenuity that came out of all of you all having such different and diverse backgrounds and figuring it out, right? Getting a little scrappy with it, you know, like you mentioned, being on the yacht, but, you know, doing what needed to get done and make sure that the vision, Mai Thu Huyen's vision, came to life for the film, how wrote the film, the story of her friend that she was sharing, that she wanted the world to know, came to life because it was a collaboration around your very diverse skill sets. Even though you are all women, Vietnamese, you have such diverse skill sets, and that came to life on the film. And Dr. J, it is a fantastic film, and we know if people go out, they watch the movie, they share the story, the film is going to continue to be successful in all of the markets that it expands to. But it really is a testament of how differences lead to creativity, lead to an ultimate goal, and how the entire film came to life. Kind of curious, what were some of the moments? Because Dr. J said, maybe I won't do this again. Dr. Emily was like, I'm not sure about, you know, the film production. But what were some of the moments, do you think, in the process of creating the film that shifted it? Maybe moments where it was kind of challenging, but then something shifted or something happened and everyone was like, all right, we've got this. We're going to keep going. What were some of those moments that you all had, if you had moments like that during the creation of the film?
This project is too difficult because the first time to release entire to film entire in the US. So I have to coordinate with many people to to support for the movie from the cast and crew and investor and sponsor, and have to connect many people. And but I'm so happy, and and I find that I'm a lucky woman, because as I said with you, I am the president of Women Leader International Network. And so Emily and Jacqueline, also the member. Emily is executive president, and Jacqueline is vice president of the Willing Passion USA Plus. And when the project is have too difficult with the financial, and we have organized the event to raise fund for the movie, because I think we have many support about over 10 people, 10 members from the willing, for the they became investor and sponsor, and want to support for the first Vietnamese movie in US. And so the timing for the shooting and everything is too difficult, but we have many support of artists, and support of businessmen, women from the US, Vietnamese US. And right now, when we have a big release plan in 3 countries, and we need to have many support all over the world, all over the country. And the networking, I think the networking is very important. Only not only for business, but it's very important for the film industry. And because the producer, we need to connect with many people. Yeah.
I think for me it was the unknown because I really got into something that I know nothing about. But I think after about halfway through, I just went to faith, right? I believe that with this many people who believe in this project and who gave so much, it got to work. there's not just one person who's going to do the work. It's all of us. Sometimes people say, "Oh, we need the money to buy this," okay, and with some miraculous reason, somebody made a donation, right? We need the money for this next step. Some sponsor just came in, and so we really were taking it. I wouldn't say day by day. It's almost like scene by scene. Today we're shooting this scene. Let's see if that works. Tomorrow we're shooting that scene. And does that location work? Sometimes they change the time on us. We're supposed to be there, but no, it doesn't work this day, and then you change. So I think for me, it was actually a continuous journey. There wasn't any particular moment that there was a defining moment per se, but for me, it was a continuous journey, and to kind of accept it like this is a project of faith. And with all of these people, with all these talents, it will work. And I think that's where, when I'm talking to people about the project, because all of my friends know I know nothing about movie, I know nothing about acting. This is not my wheelhouse, but they can see that faith and they can see that belief, and I think that for me personally, that's what carried it forward.
Wow. And what about you, Dr. J?
The truth and nothing but the truth. So that way, when anyone listens to us, at least they will know. It's such a difficult project, especially when you want to make an independent movie here in the US, whether you come from different ethnicity. So money is the number one obstacle in any project, especially shooting a movie. So for me, from day one, I didn't realize that not all the money are there. So I came in thinking that with my investment, that will satisfy the whole entire project. It didn't happen that way. So every day was a constant um, reaching out and sharing about the project wholeheartedly with all my friends and potential investor or sponsorship to look for it. If not, then the whole project will be scrapped and go to waste. So that's the truth. And if anybody dream of making a movie, you better get all your money in your bank account, and then you should start shooting the movie. So knowing that, that's the most stressful things there is when you are making an independent movie. So what make me continue? Well, I cannot let this project go to waste, because all of my money will be gone, all of my friends' money will be gone, all of my hope that I will want to bring this movie into real life, sharing it to the whole world, is gonna go to waste. So there are dark days out there that during the last 1 year, I would have to say the money wasn't that bad for me to go look for it. Like Dr. Emily was sharing, somehow it show up. It didn't somehow show up. We have to work hard for it. We have to talk to people. But somehow when we run out of money, there's always, I have to give credit to the guy above, is my God, is because when I pray to him and somehow the next day someone show up, sponsor for the movie, be a gold sponsor, $30,000, invest in $50,000, and yet they don't even know one little thing about the project, but they believe and they have that trust and that faith that I was able to convince them. So knowing that, that is nothing for me to be proud of except to thank God that he blessed us with this project. So along the way, I could tell you, without the guy up there, there's no way I could be able to do this. And I don't think I have that proud moment to say that it's all my doing. No, it's the whole team's effort, but at the same time, it's so stressful that I don't know if anybody that come up to me and ask me to do this again, I would tell them that if you give me a Hollywood budget, then I will show you a way, because I know every single process of the way to make an independent movie. But there are days that I want to give up because it's that bad. So I need to be real and tell everyone the word giving up in my vocabulary doesn't have that. I don't have that word. So at the end of the day, I don't give up. I pray, and then I have to pick it up and I say, I can't let all of my friends down that believe in this project, that invest their money in the project, that I can't give up and let them down. So I would have to say that it's my strong faith and my belief that if I don't want to lose my money, why would I want to make my friends lose their money when they have that trust in me from day one, investing in this project? So I think we'll be okay. I think now that the opening weekend is this weekend and it falls on Easter weekend, I think it plays a very special role for me, knowing that I'm celebrating God's rising again, and I'm celebrating this moment with him. So I'm excited for this weekend. It has so many meanings behind it for me.
It's deep. It's the faith the size of a mustard seed, right? Putting one step in front of the other. And I hope that everybody is listening is really hearing, because you all are talking about the work, the challenges, the faith, the unknowing that do I have the skill set? Have I ever done this before? I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I have a big vision, right? I still have a big vision and I want it done in a specific way. And that is the journey of so many young individuals, so many women, so many people that are doing something different, that are facing a challenge or a barrier that no one has done before, but they have a vision. They see how it's supposed to be. And I have no idea how I'm going to get there, but I know because God put it in me, or whoever you believe in, put it in me deep inside. I know I want to get there and I have no idea how I'm going to accomplish this goal. And I know, and maybe I have the foresight to know that I'm not going to be able to accomplish it on my own, but I'm going to share my story. I'm going to share what I'm trying to do with the people I think are going to support me. I'm going to collaborate. I'm going to ask people for help. And I'm not going to be afraid to say, this is my goal. This is my vision. This is what I'm going to come to life. But I am going to be strategic in who I tell, because I don't want to tell people that will say you can't get it done. I want to tell people like you, Dr. J, that say, I've never done this before. What are we doing? But I have faith, right? I have an energy and a spirit in me that I don't know where it's coming from, but we're going to figure this out. I have friends that I can lean on to ask for support, because that is such a story of, I don't even want to say triumph. It's such a story of creating the runway, creating the path, charting the way, right? Being a leader and pioneer when you don't know what's on the other side, when you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Everything is against me, but wait a minute. That author just came in. Wait a minute. Did we just get that venue? Wait a minute. I'm doing something I didn't expect I was going to do, but look, I am. Dr. Emily, I saw her in the film and I said, is that Dr. Emily? Had no idea that she was in the film, but she did a great job. And, it was kind of true a little bit to who you are. So it's just like, I wanted to sit in that moment a little bit, your share, Dr. J, because it is it's so layered, but it's a great representation of life. It's a great representation of, you never know if you're going to make history. You never know if you're going to change someone's life until you take the step, until you say what was on your mind, until you connect people together that can help you figure it out, even if you can't figure it out yourself. And that is what so many women across so much history have done in this country or and around the world, in their communities, in their home, in their workplaces. And Mai Thu Huyen, I would love to hear more from you about, what it means, like what kind of conversations do you want this project to really create in the community?
This is we want to share with the community about the Vietnamese culture, and we are proud honor us because this project we produce and release an executive from the almost a woman. Yeah, we have a director, producer, and scriptwriter, and investor, sponsor, almost woman. And I think woman is very powerful, and we want to say about the word, about the powerful of woman, and about the beautiful, and we want to show the audience about the beautiful and powerful and passionate the Vietnamese, and the women, and the story and the music, and we think we hope that this movie will touch the audience heart, and it's the first time, but with this, if we successful with this movie, it is the very good milestone for the Vietnamese community cinema in the US, and we I'm really and I believe and I hope that American audience and Vietnamese community in the US will support us to success this movie in the US. And right now we also take part in many other international film festival, and we also work with many partner in other country, and we hope that not only 3 countries, India, US, and Vietnam, and we can promote this our movie in other countries, in European and in many Asian country with the Vietnamese. We have a Vietnamese community.
That's powerful.
Alicia, I want to add on from what Mai Thu Huyen is sharing that yes, um, especially with the topic for this month, empowering women and International Women's History Month for March. So definitely, this movie is a culmination of all of the kick-ass, powerful women that come together that would put aside their differences and making sure that this project comes into fruition. So for me, I wanted to be releasing it in March so that every March we can turn around and we can celebrate a fragile flower with the success story of how many countries that we can be able to reach. And then at the same time, it's a love story. So I was hoping that I could release it during Valentine's Day, but we did. We released it one day before Valentine's Day for the Hollywood um, gurus in Beverly Hills to be able to see our movie. So we can definitely, utilize Valentine's Day to be able to go back every Valentine to remember and watch A Fragile Flower. So I want it to be the Titanic of the Vietnamese for the next so many years that we can be able to celebrate. So let's all, think positive. Let's all wish A Fragile Flower a success journey for this coming weekend for our opening weekend in theater in the US, March 29th, 30th, and 31st of 2024.
Alicia, I wanna add
Yes,
something.
I
So
mean,
we
go ahead.
we were in San Diego um, at a group of very well connected real estate professionals called ARIA, Asian Real Estate um, Asian Real Estate Investor of America, and I remember talking about a fragile flower, and one of the co-founder told me, "Hey, Dr. Emily, you may be a flower, but you're not fragile at all." And I think it's a testament to us women that we are not just flowers, right? We have so much substance and strength under us, and that's what this movie is about. This movie is about a beautiful singer. She has a wonderful voice. A lot of people love her, and she has her own struggles, and and she goes through her own journeys, and she got all of these challenges, and at the same time she got all the supports. Her cousin is a big supporter of her. So we want to talk about the relationship that we have in our life. We want to talk about the love that we have in our life. We want to talk about faith that we have in our life. And that's why I think this movie, even though we keep saying it's a Vietnamese movie, I don't think I think it should be a global movie. It doesn't have to be, we don't have to say it's a Vietnamese movie because the story we tell is universal. The character you see, they're the people that you know, right? There are days when you're going to be all dressed up and go to a beautiful gala, and there are days when you're going to be fighting with your spouse. So we showcase all of those parts of life, and it just so happened that it's being portrayed by a group of Vietnamese actors. So I want everybody to know that it's not a Vietnamese movie. It's a global movie. It's a story that everybody can enjoy. And you already gave us a raving review. Thank you so much. Uh, and I love to invite everybody to come and watch our movie.
So beautiful, Dr. Emily, because it really is. And I don't want to give away too much of the film and what happens, because I really encourage people to go out and watch it. But it's someone trying to figure out their role, their career, their relationship, their family. It's so real. It's so real. Mai Thu Huyen, what is there's a little background noise behind me, but what is something that you want the film to have a conversation around in the entertainment industry in terms of representation in cinema overall? You've had so much success that this is a huge movie. How do you want it to contribute to that kind of conversation?
I think she wants to get an Oscar award. That's what she wants.
Greg, did you hear the question she asked? How do we want to contribute to the movie industry?
Yeah, I think it's making film is my passion, and I love want to tell the story about the life, and especially the life of Vietnamese people in other country, and I think I want to be seen as a pioneer, because it is the first movie shot 100% in the US. And the first Vietnamese movie released in the US first. And the first movie produced and supported by women. And because I love women, my birthday is International Women Day, March 8th. Yeah, and almost my project is about the woman. I want to tell the audience about the woman's story, and I want to say, and right now I only I really almost people in the US go to the theater to see our movie and say about your feeling about the movie of our movie, and we want to set the big the big schedule, the big plan for the cine tour, because we have a total 16 cine tour in 16 city and state, and we fly to many states to meet our audience, and share with them and listen to their review. And we start from the California, and we go to Nevada, Las Vegas, and then we go to Texas with the Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and then we travel to Chicago and travel to Virginia and Georgia and New York. And from March 28th to April 4, our group want to go to everywhere to meet our audience. And I think the first Vietnamese movie have a big plan for cine tour in over in US. And then we have also planned for attend many international film festival in other country. And right now we are nominated and official selection in I think about 10 film festival in Amsterdam, Italy, Canada, India, and many countries. I think I will continue to submit international film festival,
Yes.
because we want to promote Vietnamese people, Vietnamese cinema, Vietnamese music to all over the world.
Yes.
So I have
It's a celebration. It's a global, like Dr. Emily said, it's a universal story. It's a global story. Keep submitting, keep dreaming big, keep having that vision, and keep pushing it forward. Dr. Emily, to you.
yes, thank you. So Huyen, we, the moderators of the Los Angeles Tribune, have a question for you. This month is Women Empowerment Month, right? So think back, a little baby Mai Thu Huyen at 16 years old. She's in her first role. I'm sure it was pretty good, but she was in her first role. And now she is on the international stage. She's getting awards. She's winning awards. She's being interviewed on the Los Angeles Tribune. Um, what would Mai Thu Huyen say to the young girls out there who have a dream, really big dream? What would you say to them? What would be your encouragement? What would be your advice?
Yeah, thank you, Emily's question. Yeah, I'm very honored right now. I don't believe that, because right now I'm in the US and I can film in the US, and I can show our movie to audience in over the world. It's my I'm very happy and I'm honored about that. And really, it's big dream. And I want to say with the young generation as me, be yourself and follow and your passion and your calling, and then please find the your supporter. And I think if I want to do anything and I have a passion and I have a decision and I don't never give up, I have many people help me. Same like that, same this project. I have many angle. Like Emily and Jacqueline is my angle. My yeah, is my help me.
Sisters.
Sister, yeah, big sister. I have many big sister, big brother help me, and we become a family, big family, and global family. So it's I think right now I'm the happiness woman, especially in the march, the march of woman. Yeah.
Oh, that's
That made me smile.
that's a wonderful response. So um I want to ask Dr. Jacqueline. We always have to have a call to action, right? So Dr.
Yeah.
Jacqueline, we got a wonderful interview here. What is the call to action to all of our viewers?
We hope that through this, you will get inspired, curious, and amazed, and wanted to at least take out your 95 minutes of your time this weekend to go see A Fragile Flower. I can guarantee you your $15 will not go to waste, and your 95 minutes of watching this movie will not go to waste. I can guarantee you that. So, with that in mind, I hope and I encourage and I sincerely wanting you to gather a whole group of your friends after you see it the first time and you love it. Bring more friends to the theater and see it the second time and find out what you missed from watching the first time. Because why? I have watched this movie over 100 times and I still cry at several of the scenes in the movie. So knowing that, I am so excited for anybody that get a chance to see this movie, because it will give you that insight to love again, to treasure your love, or to see that there are so much beautiful unconditional love in this storyline that you will love what you have in your current life. So I wish to see you in theater this weekend, March 29th, 30th, and 31st. Go on our website at www.afragileflower.com to learn more about the movie, and go on Showtimes and look for A Fragile Flower. You will be able to see it in all the theaters throughout the United States that you can be able to share with your friends. Thank you, and I appreciate everyone listening to us on this platform.
Alicia, I'm gonna speak on behalf of these two beautiful ladies. Thank you very much for giving us the platform to share about our movie. You just got us a little snapshot about our entrepreneurial journey. Just know that when you go see the movie, it's a beautiful story. We know that you're gonna love it, and know that there's a lot of work and dedication that goes into producing this movie. And thank you so much for supporting us, for being there at the movie premiere, and we're doing this interview. And we really grateful, and thank you, Mo Rock, for having the vision to reach out to us.
Yes, and thank you all for your contributions. We encourage people to go watch the film. I mean, when after I left, I called my friends that are men, I called my friends that are women. I said, you all have to go see this movie because there are so many topics. I think men can learn so much. They can be inspired, dare I say, by some of the characters in the movie that they can grow and learn from. But really enjoyed this conversation because I think when people go and see the film, they're going to see what the story was about. But it's important to understand how the community came together to bring the story to be, because it is an independent film project. It was creative, savvy, entrepreneurial. There's so much that goes into making a movie, and we hope that people go out and enjoy the movie and can learn and just be moved by the story itself, because it is a powerful story. I mean, I was crying, and I like my phone, but I did not touch my phone the entire movie. I was glued in, I was locked in. Even like the way that Nat sings the songs, it reeled me in. Like when I was listening to the music, I didn't even read the subtitles because it was that like soulful. Like I was just captivated by her voice. And so it's been such a phenomenal conversation with you all to understand what it takes to bring a project this to life here in other countries, to start conversations. And you don't do the work for the accolades, you do it because it matters, it's important, it's a vision that is coming to life, that you want to come to life and co-collaborate on. But do also want to take some time to acknowledge that, know that it was a lot of work that you put in, but you are getting recognized for the work that you're doing, because it is a phenomenal film. And the fact that Mai Thu Huyen, please keep submitting for those international nods, because it's a universal story, because it's a story about love, about empathy, about what do I do next, about conflict, about grace, about patience, right? There's so much, it's so layered, it's so emotional. So we just want to say thank you for your creation. We understand that it was a lot to get to this point and the road is still long, but you all, in collaboration with your teams that are not here right now, but I know so many people contributed here and in Vietnam and everywhere, really, to bringing the movie to life, because they believed in the story. They were inspired by the woman who the story was based on, Natha's writing. Mai Thu Huyen, your vision for bringing it to life, and you really all did something truly remarkable and amazing. So during Women's History Month, we recognize you all for all that you do. We appreciate you, we see you, and encourage individuals to go to the movie, share it with a friend, a family member, and start a conversation around what the movie actually means. Because the movie, when you leave, it makes you think, right? There's so many layers. It makes you think, because at every point in time, I'm like, okay, I see where they're coming from. I see where they're coming from. What do you do when you want what you want, right? What do you do when you're torn and you're not sure what to do next? Those are real and raw emotions. So we appreciate you and thanking you for coming to HerStory Unfolding. We know that this is going to be something truly special, and it was great to be a part of the premiere, and we're wishing you all the best with the premiere Easter weekend. Those of you that are watching this week, we encourage you to go out and watch it live. Keep watching it live, and then when it's not live and it's on streaming, watch it there too, right? Figure out how you can see A Fragile Flower. It is worth the 95 minutes and more, because the conversations that happen after the movie, to go and be a part of this experience and also be a part of history. So thank you so much. We'll see you soon. And just thank you for an amazing conversation today.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Arvista, and thank you, the Los Angeles Tribune, and hope to see you soon.
Yes, we hope to see you soon as well. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Have a good one.
Welcome to a celebration at the precipice of time, where the power of women knows no bounds. Experience HerStory Unfolding, a reawakening of our collective consciousness to the monumental achievements of our foremothers, a tribute to the battles they fought, rights they've secured, and paths they've paved that women all over the world are continuing to navigate and expand upon. Her stories are unfolding, empowering growing, building legacies of pioneering women by sharing their stories, celebrating their accomplishments, and embracing the rights and privileges they've bestowed to us for generations to come.